Hello, YouTube. I'm back again. Of course, I'm always a little early, but that's okay. I'd rather be early than late, especially when I'm the one that's hosting. You hate to be someplace and the guy that's hosting don't show up. It ain't nobody. It's just me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Today I want to talk about is anything happening? Is it making it right for the shit hit the fan situation? Now, I told a lot of people before, and I'm gonna say it again because a lot of people don't seem to understand what I'm talking about. We're not waiting for shit hit the fan. We're in the middle of shit hit the fan. I did a video a couple of months ago and saying we were at the beginning of the shit hit the fan situation. Now I'm gonna say we're in the middle of it. All right, we about halfway, and you know what that means. The second half is going to be worse than the first half was. See, because right now people saying, "Well, we waiting on shit to hit the fan." Shit already hit the fan. So you got to put that in your mindset right now. Don't sit up there and say, "I'm gonna wait to start prepping. I'm gonna wait to start to do this. I'm gonna wait to do that. I'm gonna wait to do this." It's like that old thing. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. You one of them about to people. You from the about to tribe. Okay, no, we got to get busy right now because, like I said, we halfway there. Once this food shortage hit, I mean, everybody waiting for them to go to the market and there ain't no food on the shelf. It's not going to be like that. Sometimes you go, it's not what you want on the shelf, but it's food on the shelf. It's just like it's ammo on the shelf, but are you willing to pay the price? See, that's the problem. I'm not willing to pay the price for some of this meat out here, but then I got to have meat. I like meat. I'm a carnivore, I like my bacon. But I'm just saying that they are pricing everything out, and then they trying to feed you this artificial BS. I'm gonna try not to cuss as much as I can because little kids might want to watch my videos because I want to make sure that everybody of every age get to see my videos. So I try to limit my cussing because I can cuss. I mean, I've been around for a long time, and I learned how to cuss from the homies on the street. When we was younger, we used to play the dozens. I don't know what they play now, because a lot of guys get sensitive today and want to shoot somebody. But anyway, let me acknowledge people that's in the house. Hey, Greta K, how you doing? Detroit Prepper, Fallen Skies Prepper. Hey, you here on time? Okay, Gail Southern Living. Hey, Gail. In my life journey as Shaky. Hey, Shaky, how you doing? Love you too, man. Love and got a lot of respect for you. Yeah, all right. Detroit Prepper say knee deep in the middle. Oh yeah. If we were walking past some deep water, we about halfway up. We past our waist now. Okay, so what I'm saying about that is you can just look at the stuff out there that's going on. Everybody saying, well, it's gonna get better under this new administration. I don't care what administration we got. It don't really matter to me because see, I'm lower middle class. I used to be upper middle class until they reclassified everything and I retired. And now I'm sort of lower middle class. So down here at the bottom, everything looks the same. You know what I mean? We're always looking up. Okay, let's see. Hey, Sandra J. Adventures Outdoor, how you doing? Okay, that's good. Just logged in. And Bretton Farms, how you doing? So anyway, I can talk as long as I want to. I don't have my grandson. His mother came and got him, and he's gone to get his eyes checked, his ears checked, because he's at that stage where he'll be starting preschool or whatever it is pretty soon. Okay, so anyway, see what I'm saying is we're everything is right. Everything is right for a shit hit the fan situation, which we are already in. But now I'm beginning to worry if everything is right for an apocalyptic situation. And we don't never want to get into an apocalyptic situation. And some of you out there know what I mean. I mean, because some of you lived through tornadoes that tore up your whole town and you couldn't go back home. You could never go back home because there's no home to go to. Or you lived through one of the wildfires out in California that burned up everything you had and you got nothing. That's apocalyptic. When everything you had is gone. No matter how much planning you had, no matter what you did, it just didn't happen. It was gone. So we ain't to that point yet, most of us, because we at the point where we got this virus out there, you know, and then we got the gas prices that's finna zoom up. You can see them creeping up. You know, this time last year it was 60% cheaper, 60 cent, I should say, cheaper. Food prices, well, like I was telling you earlier, food prices they only going up. They ain't going down. I don't see no way for them to go down because they making excuses. The funniest one I heard was because of McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's and Arby's and Carl Jr.'s having this chicken sandwich war that's driving the price of chicken up and making us have a shortage on chicken wings. That's the excuse I heard. I say, wow. I don't know. I never had well, you know, Popeye's chicken sandwich. I don't know. I didn't know that many people were eating those things that they could change the whole market where nobody can get any chicken wings. So I'm just saying that's what they're using as an excuse. And then we got people out there that won't take jobs now. I mean, I can understand if you're making $7, $8 an hour and you're getting twice as much on your unemployment and all these other benefits and stuff like that. But people, you better get these jobs because somebody got to work. I mean, and the employers pay them. That's all it is. You're not gonna make all the money. Share some of the wealth, and that's the problem. Pay them. You know what I mean? Everybody say $15 an hour gonna collapse the country. Then we need to collapse. $15 an hour is not that much. Believe me. You go to the store and you buy, let's say you buy 3 pounds of hamburger. That's an hour worth of wages because hamburger is almost $5 a pound. It might be $5 a pound because, like I say, I don't do my grocery shopping anymore. My wife does all the shopping now. I don't go out. I stay around the house. You know, I do go out, but I don't go shopping. So I'm saying it's only fair for a living wage. I don't care if the employers should do it better because I see some places are paying, you know, $15 to start and up to a maximum of $16, and they understand this situation. Let me see what it say. Hey, Heritage Heart Homestead is in the house. Let's see, Detroit Prepper say, do you think, like I do, the poorest will fare the best in the upcoming disaster, having a lower standard of living right now? Yes. You know, homeless people are going to fare way better than us as long as they don't come to my place and get shot or something like that on the way here. I ain't going to say I'm shooting them. I'm just saying get shot on the way because it's going to be hell out there when things really collapse. Yeah. So anyway, Heritage Homestead said that's a BS excuse. Yeah, they make excuses for everything. That's what's wrong with this country. See, like when I was growing up, the presidents never made excuses. They used to say, look, this is the way it's going to be. Like I remember Kennedy, and everybody remember when Kennedy say, don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. You know, basically saying, handle it yourself if you can. If not, we got to step in. And see, you don't ever want the government to step in and do nothing for you. You want to do it yourself. You know what I mean? Especially if you're a grown adult, you want to be able to take care of yourself and take care of your family. Because let me tell you what happened. Handouts is going to destroy you if you still sitting around waiting for the handouts for the other money, free money that you haven't earned. It's gonna hurt you. Now, let me tell you something. I'm waiting on this $200 they talking about that the Social Security people is gonna increase our pay $200 a month. I'm waiting on that because I earned it. I worked 30 years and I earned that $200 and more. Because when they started telling me how much I was gonna get after what I was making and they cut my check like that, I was very unhappy. And so I'm just feeling that they giving me what I owe. And it's not going to just be for retirees and old people. It's going to be for everybody in veterans that's going to get that $200 increase if it goes into effect. They say 60 days. I have no idea. But I'm just putting that out there because our economic system is in shambles. I don't care what they're doing in Washington. They sit up there signing these bills and throwing this out, and this infrastructure bill out. I mean, but you know, we just one disaster, one natural disaster from total chaos, total collapse. I mean, it almost happened. Several times it almost happened. We almost collapsed. You know what I mean? But we right there, you know, we started defaulting on our loans or we started printing more money like we ain't got. You know, we could end up like Argentina or Venezuela, even worse. You know what happened in Venezuela? Do you even hear about Venezuela no more? No, because they got They got a lockdown on media. Now the government then took over the media in Argentina, so you only hear what they want you to hear now. You know what I mean? And then there's stuff about defunding the police. That's a time bomb ticking. That is a time bomb ticking. And if that happened, we might end up, let's say we on a meter right now. We on a scale. Okay, we're going from bottom to top. Let's say we're going from 10 to 100 in the shit hit the fan meter. And that's what I'm talking about now. On our shit hit the fan meter, we right now maybe at 60%, at 60. But if they defund the police, you can bet they're going to jump up at least another 10. And we'd be up about 70% because the government had to step in and take over. You have no police. I mean, nobody going to want to be a police. No, you will have no police. And the government had to step in and do the police. And then, like I say, everybody have the sheriff. See, the reason they can do that to the police is because the police is basically local. It ain't like the U.S. Marshals or sheriffs that like county. They talking about city police. Each city have a charter and they start their own police. That's why the government can come in and take it over because they treat the police like they're a militia. They can come in and take that over. That's why they talk about defunding the police. And that's why each state had to make sure that they don't. But I don't know. People say defund them. I don't know. I'm an old man, like I said. I'm in the city. I say this many a times. We got over 300,000 people, and I know y'all get tired of hearing that. When you got that many people, you walk out your door, you see people every day. You see strangers, you see people you know. And I hate to think how many people gonna sit out there, get mugged and robbed because there's no people coming to protect you. You know what I mean? Because they're been laid off or defunded, or they don't have the equipment that they can. See, I don't know. I don't live in a small town where, go ahead. We only got 10,000 people. Go ahead, take our police. We don't care. The sheriff department can handle it. Sheriff department can't handle this big city. It'll be a disaster waiting to happen. And if it's happening here, it's gonna happen in New York, Los Angeles, and all the other big cities, which is gonna cause total chaos, which is gonna cause rioting, which is gonna cause a collapse. Speaking of rioting, okay, civil unrest. What the hell? That's all I'm gonna say about that. Every time you turn around, it's some protest, some civil unrest. I understand though that you're angry. I'm angry. And I understand that you want to protest. But when y'all protest, y'all get violent. Not everybody. Now, don't get me wrong and I said Black Lives Matter get violent. No. They get infiltrated by Antifa and all these other subversive organizations that want to start shit. Yeah, I said shit. Riots. And that's what I'm saying. Because it's all right. I grew up in the 60s. We had peaceful protests. We had violent protests too. We had them. But you got a right. It's your right. You're an American. Voice your opinion. But I'm just saying, it seems like every time we turn around, something happens, a spark that hit. When you get that many people, when you get that, like Washington, D.C., back here in January, you get that many people, it don't take much to incite them to violence. And that's what happened. And then everybody is labeled. You can't seem to get together and voice your opinion no more on anything because your opinion doesn't matter when somebody else's opinion got more people. So that's all I'm saying about that, because civil unrest is tearing this country apart. You know what I mean? It is really tearing this country apart. And I'm going to just say this. We all sharing the guilt, because of things that happen. All Americans are sharing the guilt for things that happened in the past that we let slide and that we didn't take care of when we should have. And now we're reaping the repercussions. It's all a misunderstanding. We want to do better. We got to do better. But I'm just saying that's what happened with that. Okay. What else I wanted to talk about? See, I ain't even started talking about stuff. I'm just mentioning factors that's going to cause all this stuff to happen because we just right there. It's just like when you reach on that tree and you grab that apple and you look at that apple and you say, this apple is all right. It's just ready. And you bite into that apple and it's not ready. You throw it away. Then the next time you come, that apple is right there. It's got the size, it's got the shape, it got the color. And you bite into it and you say, oh man, this is best apple I ever had. And that's where we almost getting to that point. See, right now we're at that point where the apple's not sweet, it's sour, we're throwing it away. But pretty soon we're gonna be at that point where the apple is sweet. And when it get to that point, all hell's gonna break loose. But let me answer see some of these comments here before I go any further, because I done started to ramble a little bit. Okay. Okay, hey, Adam's in the house. How you doing, Adam? Yes, the Heritage Heart says raising wages only raises the price if everything else doesn't matter how much minimum it is, driving the cost up with everything else. Cost is gonna go up because every time you turn around, let me put it this way. Gas is going up because they say we had a few tankers and diesels and stuff like that. The plants break down. Cool. That's what they say. Last year, we had the same price, couldn't keep nothing on the shelf, and there wasn't no price. Minimum wage ain't went up. I'm just letting y'all know, minimum wage ain't went up, and you can look out there and they see the prices are going up now. Are they gouging the price because they sent out that stimulus that was $1,400 could make the prices go up like that? No, they're gonna go. The price is gonna go up because there's a society that dictates what the prices of things are gonna be. See, I'm talking deep state, and I'm not even gonna go there. But see, we have no control over what the prices are. They pay farmers not to grow stuff. What country you know to do that other than America? To pay farmers not to grow things. We do it. You know why they do that? To keep the prices where they want them. Not to keep the prices low, to keep the prices where they want them. And then we sell all our shit over the, excuse me, I said shit. So we send a lot of our stuff over to China. We sold $200 million worth of stuff to China. Now who's getting rich off of that? Not the American people that go into the grocery store. So I'm just saying, don't blame that minimum wage stuff. Don't even buy into that. Cost of living and inflation is gone up way past that minimum wage should have been. I mean, some people can't afford. If you're making $7.50 an hour, you can't afford to do anything but live with your mama. I'm just saying, get public housing. That's that's what I'm saying. And they want to do that. This society is divided. Like I said, I used to be middle class, and then when they changed the scale of what middle class is, now I'm lower middle class. Pretty soon I'm gonna be at the poverty level, because it's going up. For people like me that worked all them years, just goes down and down and down. And then the people that's at the top is getting richer, richer, richer. You look at you could check and see how many of them multi-millionaires and billionaires made money because of this pandemic. They ain't lost a dime. I mean, they became even richer. Some of their fortunes doubled and tripled. And I'm not lying. Look it up for yourself. Do the research, and you will see. And you will see how they doubled and tripled. Because I couldn't believe it. Because they know how to manipulate the market in the system. It ain't the stock market. It used to be the stock market. You can make money. You can get rich. Only way to make money in the stock market if you already got money. Because you know how to do that insider trading stuff that they say never happened. I done seen some politicians get caught last year doing that insider trading stuff. But you don't hear about that. Okay, let me see. Man, I hate going to town. I try to get everything I need when I can. I stay home. I'm trying to get it through my garden. There you go. Got to grow a garden. See, you know what? I used to like going to the store, but now I don't even want to go because it's so crazy at the stores. And then when you get ready to go in the stores, just like if you go to the gas stations, there's always some people standing around on the outside. What is that about? They've been doing it for years, and now they done got worse. It used to be 1 or 2 guys, now it's like 7 or 8 guys. It's like they got a posse. You know what I mean? But I carry, so I'm not worried about them. But I hate to have to do something to somebody because they try to do something to me. When I tell them, no, I don't have any change, I don't have any change. I say, y'all should give me some change. I want to know what spare change look like. It's a heritage of everything else that is. Let's see. Prepping with Nina. $200 isn't much, but it will help. Yeah, if they give it to us $200 a month, yeah. You could, if you're on Social Security, I only been on there for not long. But like I say, it ain't much. I mean, cost of living, things are going up. Electricity, water, heat, all that's going up. Utility bills, that's going up. Like I said, the price of gas is going up. You know, if you smoke pack of cigarettes, how many of you guys remember when you can get a pack of cigarettes for a quarter? You see what I'm saying? Now it's either getting a gallon of gas or a pack of cigarettes. It's just crazy. That's how it's getting up there. Our country is screwed. Yes, it is. We getting there. Let's see. I hope Detroit Pepper said, I hope we are still talking about the coming of Parkers when I'm 75 years old. You know what? I hope you make it to 75 because the way things are now, because I didn't even want to, because, you know, I don't really talk about the pandemic. They already, you know, put that warning on my channel. So I said, no, I don't talk about the pandemic anymore. But another one's coming back pretty soon, and we don't know when because this first one didn't do what it was supposed to do, you know. So I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'm going to just say this. We try to survive the best we can. That's why we preppers. At least that's why I'm a prepper. You know, I try to take care of my family and do what I can, but it's crazy out here. Yeah, Nana said the best apple ever. Then you find a worm in it. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I was thinking about that. No, it ain't so much if you find a worm in it. If you find a half a worm in there, you got to wonder where the other half is at. Beware the YouTube mafia. Let me tell you about the YouTube mafia. Now, YouTube, they seem to not really like prepper channels. I don't know if they don't like other channels, but they putting ads on my videos. I was watching, because I like to watch me talk sometimes when I'm late at night and I'm sitting at home and see what I used to talk like and what I used to think. And I still think the same. And I see on some of my videos, at least 4 of them, they got ads on them. I say, nobody sent me a letter saying I'm getting ads. I don't even have enough hours to be monetized yet, and they putting ads on my channels. But that's okay. See, that's what I'm saying. The rich get richer, and they do what they want. They do what they want. Okay, Adam says July 1st, Tennessee allows open carry. Okay, that's great. You know, we are open carry state here in Ohio. You know, but I don't open carry. I carry conceal. You know, and hello, John Coffey, the Unplayed Explorer is here. Let's see, and it says greetings, Urban Grandpa from San Antonio, Texas. All right, FJM 1061 is in the house, and Aaron Ozinger, he says, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You're right about that, Aaron. Aaron's a great guy. He has great content. You know, he don't do a lot of videos, but if you ever go on Facebook, he has a prepper channel, a group. You should think about joining that. So Aaron, put your name out there. Tell them what it is. It's ARIN. Yes, it's a great group. I'm a member of the group. That's why I say that. But it is great content. It's a lot of information stuff. If you ever want to try to find information and don't have to search all over, you can find it right there. And that plus, Aaron is also a dealer in prepper stuff. You know, like flashlights, tents, giant those water things you can put in your bathtub. He got all kinds of stuff. And knives, especially knives. He got all kinds of stuff. That's Aaron. Okay, let me get back to what I was talking about. Just say, Nana said, I bought 1 pound bag tobacco and 2 to roll my own cigs. A lot cheaper this way. You right about that. I know a guy I work with at the post office. He been rolling his own cigarettes for years. And he just buy the big tobacco in the cans, and he got a Zippo lighter too. So I'm like, wow, yeah. I think he's still alive. I haven't heard from him in a while because he retired before I did. FJM, I'm down here smiling, looking at the price of gold and silver today. Keep stacking tangibles, assets, people. The dollar is in a dive. You're right about that. Like I said, we heading for something that we don't really know what's going to be, but you can be guaranteed that something else is going to happen. Because I always say this, bad things happen in 3. Bad things happen in 3. And we're heading for something to happen. I think we only really had one bad thing that's been happening, and that's, you know, the pandemic. I ain't gonna get into that, like I said, but I'm waiting for the power grid. because they've been trying to mess with our power grid for about the last 5 years now. I mean, really, they even got through a couple of times and with some cyber attacks, but they getting better. And then I'm telling you, they set up all these satellites with the EMP capabilities. They're gonna do some things. And then China just sent up that part to their space station up there. China got a space station up there, in case you didn't know. And the spaceship that they sent it up in is coming back to Earth this weekend. It's supposed to crash sometime. But how we don't know if that's just a ploy for them to have an EMP in there, so when it flies over our place, part of our United States, that it doesn't send out a signal. Because we're not expecting it. We just think it's space junk. So I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't want to get that in your head and say I said that we finna get attacked by China, which we probably will somewhere down the line. Yeah, see, he said you're allowed to carry. Yeah, see, and then she said I can't carry out, and went home and opened the yard, carry snakes. Time seen a rattle the other day. Rattlesnakes. I don't like snakes. They don't scare me, but I just don't like them. Yeah. Nina said, "Yep, I have a Zippo." So this is the husband. Yeah, this Zippo lighter. My father had a Zippo lighter. Yep, but he was a smoker. Let's see, Adam. I don't smoke, but I've carried a Zippo lighters for years. I like Zippo lighters. Hidden Valley Homestead. Well, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Did everyone see the federal judge just ruled CDC evictions moratorium is vacated? Huh. The federal judge ruled that, huh? After they put all them people on the streets. Okay. And then, of course, they're going to appeal it, and they're going to file all these injunctions. And in the meantime, people are still going to be put out on the streets in the meantime. It's just politics. It's just crazy the way things are happening. Prep stating you can get tobacco and tubes cheaper online from smokers online outlet. That's great information for the smokers. Our information is your neck of the woods. Urban Grandpa Prepper. Inflation here is high. It's high everywhere. I mean, John Coffey could tell you that. I mean, really, like I said, gas went up 60 cents since the last time I did my video when I was out on the road. I went to get gas and stuff, and gas at that point was $2.25. Now it's up to $2.85 at some places. Some places I think the cheapest I seen was $2.69, which is still a 40-cent gain. But I mean, it's going up. Meat prices, I can tell you, is going up. Yep, because I see the price tags on the meat. I mean, even canned goods. I mean, I was being able to get cans like originally I was getting them for $4, then it was $3 for $1, then it was $3 for $1.09, and now there's 2 for $1. See what I'm saying? Things are happening. Then the bags of stuff you buy, the bags of stuff you buy, like you say, you get more air in there. And the weight, it used to be like 14.1 ounces. If you look at it now they're either down to 13 or 12.5 ounces, but you're paying the same price. So that's what I'm saying. That's here. And if you know what they're doing it here, because these are national companies, they're doing it everywhere else. So I don't feel like I'm being slighted. I feel like I'm just in the bunch with the rest of the grapes, and they just picking us off the vine one by one. Let's see. Chemtrails again. And Gates wants to block the sun. Vitamin D. People are very important. You know what? I can't say too much about Bill Gates because my channel will start buffering. And so far, the picture and everything been good. But when I start talking about Bill Gates and how he's controlling the food prices in the world now, because he's the biggest farmer in America, which you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. Whatever he says is gonna go, because he's gonna be king. Yeah, he's gonna be king, Mr. Humanitarian. Yeah. So don't be fooled by smiling faces. You never be fooled by smiling faces. Oh man. Dog adopter for life. Say Cali Costco gas is $3.69. California, why y'all prices are so high? The same country, but prices different parts of the country are just crazy. I guess because maybe y'all drive more. because y'all have better weather than we do up here. Let's see. Adam say he saw gas at $2.53 a gallon yesterday. Shoot. Shot it. I filled up my car and then took my truck, filled them suckers up. Why it's cheap. You're right about that. Hey, Recycling Homestead. Because like I say, you can see the prices. I mean, and it seems to happen at every administration takeover, something always happens. Now we know why the gas prices was high in the bush. Everybody know why the gas prices was high in the bush. They say it was because of the oil over in Arabia. Forget that. You know what the bushes and the bushes do for a living? They oil people. When the price of oil is up, their money is up. Just like when he bought Halliburton and they sold that's Halliburton. Now, in case you didn't know, that's the people that supply all the uniforms to all the military service. They like a giant Costco. They sell the army food, everything they need, uniforms, clothing, boots, all that stuff. And guess who owns a lot of that? Cheney and Bush. Not, yeah, yep. So I'm just saying, I don't want to get into that. I don't want them to come and take me away. The unpaid explorer, gas prices are up, utility prices are up, food prices are up, beverage prices are up, lumber prices are up, all prices are up. Now, see, unpaid explorer, he's in my neck of the woods. He's only about maybe 8 miles, maybe 10 miles away. I see John Coffey, that the school lady out there didn't pass because all them old people in your community said no. They didn't want their taxes to go up on their property. And y'all got a lot of old people out there. Y'all got 40% of the city you live in is senior citizens. I didn't know that until they was talking about that yesterday. I knew we had them out here. Okay, let me and I was talking about this stuff that could cause us to collapse. See, because sometimes I get the drift, so just bear with me if you've never been here before. Hey, Mizelle. Yeah, hello from Los Angeles, California. Hey, California, Cali. But anyway, let's talk Yellowstone, the natural disasters. Now, I'm gonna point out some things, and you guys know this is true. You know what happened when Katrina hit. You see how people, they got displaced. They never came back. Matter of fact, that whole part down there, I guess it's the lower quarter, is gone. They tore down all them houses. They told them people they could never return again. Matter of fact, they moved most of them to Houston. And they told them they could never return again because of this disaster. Now, California. I mean, you got a lot of fires out there. Matter of fact, Uncle Al, he could tell you his house burned down and he could never go back down to where they were at. You see what I'm saying? Now that's past shit hit the fan situation. That's apocalyptic situation. I mean, a lot of people died in those situations. You see what I'm saying? And then now, Texas, when y'all had y'all situation down there and y'all had this freeze this past winter, that wasn't apocalyptic. You had a few people die, but you can go home because of the freeze. Now, if a tornado would have rolled through the next day, that would have been apocalyptic. Because see, when you lose your home and you become a refugee and you on the road, and then all that stuff you was talking about when you was gonna bug out and how you was gonna do this and do that is out the window, because everything you thought you was gonna take when you was gonna bug out is gone, unless you were in a shelter. And when it happened, you go bugging out. But see, that stuff is just, it's right around the corner, because a lot of places gonna happen. I mean, like I say, if Yellowstone, I didn't say Jellystone, if Yellowstone erupts, I hate to say this, but more than a third, close to a half of all the people in America is going to be dead within the next 60 days of that eruption. Because for the simple fact that the cloud, the dust, or whatever it's going to be that's going to erupt in there is going to shut out the sun. And then the planet temperature is going to drop. No sunlight, no plants growing, no water is going to be safe because it's going to start getting acidity. I mean, fresh water. And like I say, if you're not prepared, you dead. I mean, even people that are prepared is going to die. because see, it's always gonna be some. Because some people they can't breathe. Now me, I use a CPAP at night. The doctor told me a few years ago, it had to be about 15 years ago, told me I need to do a sleep study. So I did a sleep study. I went in there and they gave me the result. They told me I stopped breathing 5 times. I didn't know that. I'll be asleep. And then and so they put me on a CPAP machine. I've been on a CPAP machine ever since then, 15 years. But then I had to go back about 2 years ago to get an upgraded machine. And I asked them, how many times did I stop breathing? And they said, I don't know. I said, okay. They gave me the new machine because I didn't have to pay for them, so it was okay. But I'm just saying it. People like me that's got to have a mask on and breathe at night. And there's people that out here that carry their oxygen with them and stuff like that. And then there's just people that just have bad lungs altogether, period. We're going to be in risk if that happened in Yellowstone, see, I said it, Yellowstone blow up. And I'm not by myself. There's a lot of people out there that's like this too. Let's see. Adam said purchase things and pay taxes, purchase the house and you pay for it, but you still pay taxes. Oh yeah. Yeah, pay taxes here twice a year. First I was paying taxes into my mortgage and now I'm paying taxes twice a year, and they don't play around. Everything is piling up at once. We're being attacked on all fronts. We have a major drought statewide over 10 years now. No end is in sight. And that's crazy because you got all that salt water there. You figure all these years we coming up with all this stuff. Now, I'm talking to Amana. We got all this stuff we have here, all this technology, all this stuff we send into space, all these people. We figure out a way cheaper and simpler and easier to use to convert most of that salt water that's out in California to fresh water, and they wouldn't be having these droughts. I mean, they do it in some places. You can see that they run this stuff, but they say it's so expensive that they can't do it for everybody. But I mean, that's water that you can figure that they can probably make fresh water out of it at a reasonable price, but they don't do it. They don't do it because you know why? All these people that selling that bottled water be pissed at them. It is all about money. It's the rich get richer. This is not like I say, an ethnic thing, well, minorities and stuff like that, where you got the Native American women, African American, Hispanics, Asians, and Eskimos. Don't forget the Eskimos, because they get treated just like the rest of us, is at war with each other. It's the rich and the poor. This is a rich and the poor divide here. So that you know, it's the rich gonna get richer and the poor gonna get poor. And you let the Shtf get any bigger and expand into an apocalypse, and you will find that out. Like I said last time on my video, that if I ever had to bug out, see, I'm not planning on bugging out. I'm planning on staying right here. This is where I'm gonna be. I've been piling stuff. I got stuff stacked. I got cameras on my house. I got everything set up. I got an alarm system. You know what I mean? I got security. I got my boomsticks and stuff like that. And then I got a group of people that's gonna come down here and help me. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a good spot. But if something happened, and like I said this before, I got a little fire prevention stuff. But if it's a major fire, if I got a house behind me burning, a house on the side of me burning, a house across the street burning, a house next to my lot over here burning, I'm in the middle of a big fire thing, and you know how long it's going to take for this house to start burning. This house is not going to just stand still because ember and ashes are going to be everywhere. So I'm going to have to bug out, even if it's just because of the smoke. Because you won't be able to breathe. I would have to bug out. And I said that I would bug out to a mansion. We do have some big mansions here. So $7, $8, $9, $10 million mansions. I'm going to bug out and get me a mansion. Like if I was in California, I'd be bugging out to Beverly Hills. Like they did the Zombieland. That's where I got that idea from. Like Bill Murray, they went to his mansion. Like a lot of people say, well, they're going to bug out to a mall. I need to stop that. Go out to a mall. I mean, after about a week, you be so tired of being in that mall, you go try to find a place that's not so big that you can defend and take care of the things. But it's only good if it's a temporary thing. Okay, I'm sorry. You can go ahead and bug out to the mall if you want to. I'm not gonna stop you. But I'm gonna tell you something else that's like Jellystone. Aliens. Now, I'm gonna mention aliens because I'm talking about the stuff that we're right for. Now, they've been trying to let everybody know for a while and keep everybody informed that aliens are here, aliens are real, but people ain't listening. People are not listening. They done came up there and actually told you a couple of weeks ago that we got these UFOs. They done changed and they don't even call them UFOs no more. That they here, that they flying around, that they doing things. We don't know what they doing, and they here. But until somebody actually put an alien on TV and people can see it, they won't believe it. But then again, they like a lot of people. They like the gray man. Like a lot of people say, I'm gonna be a gray man. They like the gray man out there. They don't want to be seen. When they do want to be seen, it's gonna be too late. Okay, let me see us here. Southern California, with a really a desolation plant, incredibly expensive and water is polluted. Big DDT contamination occurred literally right off the coast. Yeah, yep, that's why I say it's gonna be too expensive to purify that water out there. You would think they would come up with a plan. Yeah, because they had the same thing happen in 3 Mile Island. That's in Pennsylvania next door. Hey, Lala. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Let's see. Hannah say, no matter how much we prep, we're always gonna forget something. It seems like better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. It's wherever it may be. You're right. That's why I tell people, if you watch the prepper shows, see, I watch prepper shows. I watch other preppers. I watch other people, and I listen to what they say, and I watch them. And then I like to watch people when they come up with these different things because you're gonna always forget something. You know what I mean? That's why I like when people have stuff and they show stuff. Like I like John Coffey's show, The Unpaid Explorer. He comes up with stuff that that I don't seem to have sometimes. Like he had the headgear with the little light on it. That was nice. And then he put his light bulb went out in his kitchen, okay? And he had one of them gold dome in his kitchen. So he took this headlamp that he has on his hat with the little light on it. And he took that, cut it on, put it up into his head, into his kitchen lamp, and it worked. He had lights, but it's only temporary until he get a light bulb. But I'm just saying, you don't have to be in the dark. You got to be innovative. You got to think on your feet too, and that's what he did. And like I say, he's out there all the time. But I say we got to be strong because it's going to get better. And I'm just saying, it may be a storm now, okay, but it ain't gonna last forever. We might be in the storm now, and we're not gonna be out here forever. And another thing I haven't even mentioned is Adam says UFO. Nah, it's a weather balloon. Well, one thing for sure is fastest balloon I ever seen. Yeah, you're right. Okay. John Coffey say, if shit hit the fan, my home is my home base camp. If I have to bug out, I will use my communicator and have Scotty beam me up to the Enterprise. It might be Commander Picard when you get up there, because Kirk is gone now. Anyway, war. See, I don't really want to talk war because all the other channels are talking war. Everybody's talking war. But I'm gonna tell you this because I watch everything. You know what I mean? I'm an information magnet. I love watching stuff and finding out stuff because it interests me. We got China, Russia, and Korea, the new big three. Like I said, every bad thing is happening in three. The big three threats. But I also seen that today that Japan. Because ain't nobody, you figure if anybody knows something, it'll be Japan because they right there. Japan right there next to China and Russia. They right there. You look on the map and you figure that they'll be terrified. Nope. I just found out something about Japan today. Japan, they bought all the brand new aircraft that they could find. We talking new stuff. We talking these aircraft. They got what they got? These jet fighters. They got microwave weapons. Remember I told you about all the sonic weapons that the Navy is switching over town. Then these new fighters that they got sonic weapons and they got stealth capability. And I'm not talking about they bought 10 or 20. I'm not talking about they bought 100. I'm talking about they bought more than 150 of these fighters, along with the fighters that they already had. But they see what I'm saying? And Japan is buying all these weapons, over $1 billion worth of jets. Then that should tell you something, that World War III or whatever you want to call it is right around the corner. And like I said, I had to find that out, to see what they doing. So I just said, I'm gonna check on our other neighbor, which is Mexico. You don't hear too much out of Mexico. I mean, you really rarely ever hear anything. And I found out why. I never been to Mexico. My daughter used to go down to Mexico when she was in the Navy out there in San Diego, but I didn't know they had that many mountains and hills in Mexico. Most of the Mexicans live in the major cities. Most of them live in the major cities. I mean, not all of them, but most of them. I didn't know Mexico City was that large. I think it's the fourth largest fourth largest city in the world. I think, wow. So I mean, anybody could be hiding in those mountains up there. You see what I'm saying? Anybody. Chinese, Russians, Koreans, because they would never be found until they want to be found. Same thing with aliens. Anybody can be hiding in those mountains. I just want to throw that out because, like I said, I don't know too much about Mexico. I just started checking that out. So anyway, war. You know what I'm saying? I really don't want war. I don't think anybody want war because I don't want to see nobody I know lose their kids, because people die in the war. People die. Like I said, I got a veteran family. I got veterans in my family, and I used to worry about them all the time when they were in the service, because you never know. Like my oldest, when she was in the Navy, they had sent her over to the Gulf, and I had a lot of sleepless nights. But anyway, you never want anybody to go to war, because nothing's gonna come good out of it. I mean, for us, the people of the United States, I mean, we going to war because we going to defend our allies. And then we go to send a message. Just like all the other wars we fight. They don't want to mess with us over here. And if they do, that'll be the last time they mess with anybody. But to see, they always start this stuff everywhere else to get us dragged into it. Like The Godfather. When I think I'm out, they drag me back in. And that's what happens. But that's the way it is. Since we became the world police, thanks to Harry Truman, in 1947, but that's a whole other thing. Alaska seems, Adam says, Alaska seems to be the easiest target for Russia. I hope we have a strong defense there. You know what? Russia been testing the airspace up there. They've been sending a just a little bit into our airspace every now and then just to test the airspace. But then Canada got pissed off because not only were they invading American airspace, but they was also invading Canadian airspace. So Canada went on alert because Russia kept going into their airspace. And so when the Canadians did that, Russia seemed to back off. I think they was going to see if Canada was going to try to do something, if they would start trying to come through Alaska to do whatever they wanted to do. I mean, they could come through. We ain't gonna be able to stop them because Canada and the population up there, not Canada, Alaska and the population up there is so spread out. But we got an easy access up there because most of our NORAD stuff is up there. You know what I mean? Our Air Force bases and missile bases are right up there. I mean, we don't have to drive, get on the trains or travel all the way from like Montana to Florida or something like that. Well, Florida got a whole bunch of stuff too. But we right there. We right there, and I don't think they're gonna try to do anything without doing something to another place. They would want us to fight a battle on more than one front, because if they started battling on just the one front, they'll lose. See, in order to beat the United States or even have a chance to even be in the fight with the United States, they have to attack us on more than one front, because they don't want our military might to be placed in one area, and so they know that because they may have more men. Most of these countries do got more men, especially if you got to fight 2 or 3 countries. You're talking about tons of men, but our technology is so good that we don't have to have that many men, most manpower, because we got most of our troops on alert overseas. Our troops are overseas, but that's a whole other thing. I'll talk about that another day later on if things really start to get hot. Right now it's just nitpicking. It's like a bully leaning over your fence and he's yelling at you. You tell him, get off my property. And that's what it is right now. He's leaning on the fence, but the fence is both people's friends. So I'm just saying. Okay. Like I said, we talked about gas. We talked about the outrageous food prices. It's going up and going to keep going up. We talked a little bit about the funding the police and how the community is going to be really affected, especially the big cities. And then we talked about the civil unrest. And I really didn't get into depth with the aliens. I just mentioned stuff. But aliens are out there. And people think I'm crazy. Hey, who owl hollers and how? Okay, you just want to let me know you've been listening. That's good. Hey, Red October. I told just Josh to get off my lawn the other day. You're leaning on your fence. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, aliens are out there. I mean, and we gotta be ready because I think actually a lot of the stuff that's happening out here is an alien agenda because they figure that if we get our superpowers, and that's what they call us, our superpowers fighting among themselves to weaken us. And then they can just walk right on in and do whatever we do. Because a lot of people say, well, we got aliens, how come we don't see them? It's simple. It's simple. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you got a ship. And we're gonna go back a little bit back in the time. But we got a ship. And you go to a continent that is occupied by indigenous people, indigenous species, but you don't look like them, you know what I mean? But you can, you can blend in with a little makeup and stuff like that, like what they call them, camouflage, okay? But you can look like them. But the problem is you're on a ship and you got like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 people, but this continent has like 300-400 million people. So what you gonna do with your 3,000-4,000 people? You just can't come right out and start fighting. You got to wait for help. So you're gonna stand back and say, look, we need help here. We found a nice place. We got a nice land. We just need you to come across that water to get here so we can do what we had to do. They say, okay, yeah, but it's gonna be a 6-month journey. Kind of like what the conquistadors did to the Aztecs. See, that's happening to us now. So, but see, then when they came straight out and faced them, that was a whole different thing because they had technology and they just wiped them out. But see, right now we got technology and they just can't wipe us out. So they just can't come out and do a straightforward fight like a war in the world. So they got to do it covertly. So they got to do what they call infiltration and start undermining our government, getting in with the people, find out what they want, get the greedy people to take money because money don't mean anything to them. You need some gold. Hey, we got thousands of pounds of gold on our ship. We give you what you need, but you're gonna do what we say, and that's what they're doing. That's why we have a deep state because everybody got an agenda. And like I say, the only reason to get to the point that we don't see the aliens like that is because we outnumber them. We have 330 million people in America alone. China got 2-3 billion people. India, they had over 2 billion people, but a lot of them dropping dead in the streets from what I understand. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you see how many people that is? And here you got aliens, which you may have a few 100,000 aliens. That is not enough when you're talking billions of people. You know what I mean? That's not enough. That's like a needle in the haystack. You know what I mean? You would not be found if you don't want to be found. And that's how that works. That's the only reason we haven't seen them. But I think they got their people and they plan in place because there's a lot of missing people out here. And I think that sometime that these alien visitors are taking these people and experimenting on them and making them into aliens, mind control zombies, or they're making them into a hybrid, because we do have some of those. Those have been seen. And let's see. Hey, prepared veteran, how you doing? Let's see. And Josh is just here. Hey, Josh, how you doing? And like I say, so the prepared veteran say, yeah, a cheap way of warfare. Let the country crumble from within, fight against itself, spread dysfunction and destruction. That's how we disbanded Russia. See, I don't know. A lot of y'all should remember this, especially if you're old as me. In '84, when Reagan told Gorbachev to tear down that wall, we had already had that plan. We had people, the CIA, the NSA, people all in there. The DSA, we had people all in Russia undermining the whole government because Russia wasn't Russia. Russia went from being Russia to the USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. That's when they had all of that continent, all them other countries and states were all in Russia. Russia was twice as big as it is now. And we came in and we undermined the whole system and gave them what they got now. Some kind of democracy where they have sort of like a fake presidency, with this guy that got now putting, what is he in for presidency for 20 years or something like that? I don't even know. But anyway, that's what happened. And Russia's been pissed off ever since. You got to watch out. Putin was one of them guys that was working for the KGB trying to stop this whole thing that was happening to tearing down that wall. You know how you had East Berlin? What is it? East Berlin? It was East Berlin that was part of Russia, not West Berlin. But East Berlin was part of Russia, under Russian control. And all that stuff happened in my lifetime, and it was gone. Just like that. Just like that. And you think them old time KGB guys ain't happy about that? They pissed. They still being pissed. And now they trying to do it to us. They would love for Americans to start shooting Americans, to start a civil war, to start a revolution, because we will never bring this country back together. I mean, who you going to shoot, first of all? I mean, if the Democrats going to start shooting Republicans, them people in Washington don't give a rat's ass, don't care about us. They don't care what political party they belong to. They just want to get paid. They all millionaires up in there. They are. They got money. They don't know what it is to be poor and have to live on a budget. They get staple free money all the time. They get staples. Let's see, unpaid explorers say the aliens are harvesting humans. That's why there's so many missing people. You're right. I mean, really, it's so many missing people. I mean, we do have serial killers out here now. But most of these people that are missing, they never be found. And the aliens are doing it. Maybe they eating them. But like I told you about the moon, like the moon is hollow. Some people think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I don't mind being crazy. But I believe what I believe. And until I'm disproven wrong, the moon is hollow. And I think that a lot of them people that's missing, you'll find whatever happened to them up in the dark side of the moon because it's hollow. They fly around that moon. They go right into the back. We can't keep up with them. We can't follow them. And that's where they at. They've been there for years since they brought the moon here. Everybody think this planet was just something that happened. This was like a design, a spiritual design for this all to happen. You know what I mean? And when the dinosaurs was ruling the planet, because that's what happened, they had to get rid of the dinosaurs. When the people are ruling the planet, they're gonna get rid of us. And that's how it is. They want this planet. They can't have this planet. They think we are like a virus. We are like a plague here. Let's see. Missing 411 project is doing good. Let's see. The other night. Let's see. A group of politicians, just people with they want to hear nothing but high school prep rallies. Corporate camouflage, how you doing? You thought the moon was made out of cheese. It was covered with cheese at one time, but that's all gone. They all them rats ate the cheese up. Yeah. Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Spitfire Raiders in the house. But like I said, it's gonna be interesting because, like I said, everything is foobarb. And the most of you that was in the military and stuff like that, you know what foobarb is. You know, it's fucked up beyond recognition. And that's what's going on right now with what we're doing out here. One wrong decision and one wrong turn, and this all can go to pot. And that's what we at. Like I said, we at on a scale of 1 to 100 on the apocalyptic meter and the electric fan meter. We're at a 60. We halfway there. We halfway there. Like I say, everything is ripe for something to set everything off. It's like gunpowder. The wick is lit and it's burning toward the magazine, you know, and that's what's going to happen. And we just don't know which is going to set it off first. Gas prices, they say people going to run out of gas this year. Now, I remember back, I think it was maybe 75, 76, somewhere around in there. Might have been 77 when we had the oil embargo and we had the gas lines. And a lot of you guys weren't even born then, but we had the gold gas line. My day was Thursday to go get gas for my car. And we might go back to that. And they said another thing, that we don't have enough people driving trucks. And they know we need truckers. We need truckers because that is the vein, the artery of America is trucks. They keep everything going. I don't care what you do, what you buy. You buy stuff on Amazon, that stuff got to be moved somehow, somewhere. I mean, I'm just saying, trucks are the lifeline. They take away our trucks, they're going to really hurt the American people. And another thing, that you got all these companies out here right now with all these, like I said it before in one of my other videos, that's the reason that they're getting all these cars, the autonomous cars out there that they can drive automatically by themselves. They're going to have trucks. Matter of fact, I seen a movie like that. Logan. Old man Logan. They had all these trucks on the road with no drivers. Like they got these cars out here now driving by themselves. Pretty soon they won't need truckers because they're going to have all these cars out here and trucks out here driving by themselves. And you know who's behind that? Microsoft, Bill Gates, and all the rich people. Like I say, this is not going to, when it goes down to it, it's not going to be Democrats versus politicians. It's not going to be minorities fighting each other. It's going to be rich and poor. Like I said, on the level of poorness, we all sliding down. We all sliding down. So that's why I tell people, if you're able to buy your own property, you might have to pay taxes on it because they always try to take your shit. But I'm just saying, buy property. You can buy houses, buy property, but own something. Buy land. Be a landowner. Own something because that's going to count something in the future. You know what I mean? It's going to definitely count in the future. Even if you're not able to work the land, own the land. You can get somebody to work the land. Get somebody like sharecroppers out there to do it for you. Let me see. Excuse me. Lala says a tender box for sure. Let's see. Where do you see America in 10 years? Wow, that's a good question. Because, see, I'm going to tell you something. If you would have asked me this 10 years ago, this same question right here, if you would have asked me 10 years ago where I would see America in 10 years, I would have never thought I would see them here, as bad as it is now. So I'm going to say in 10 years, I'm going to say I see our democratic process gone. So I'm going to say in 10 years, I'm going to see in 2 elections, I'm going to see what we call the democratic process gone. We're going to probably convert over to more of I would say a republic. We're going to get somebody, I don't know what you call them, what do you call them? We're going to have a one-man ruler. It ain't going to be pretty either. But you asked me and I told you, I don't see us being a democracy after 10 years. Because, like I say, it's too much political strife. People can't seem to agree on not agreeing. And that's not, and it's a tinderbox, the powder keg, and it's going to explode. When people start talking about civil war and revolutions and marching on capitals because they pissed. I mean, that's gonna tell you something. In 10 years, you think all this stuff that's happened this year is gonna be healed? No, it's like a festering wound. Really, it's like a wound that won't heal. You know, the more you try to bandage it up and put this and that on there, it just busts right open. And it gets bigger and bigger and it spread until it dominates the whole part. And that's where we at with our political system. And that's why I say I don't see America as being America like we see it in 10 years from now. What I see is a bunch of AI taking over because we gonna be too stupid fighting among ourselves to see what's really out there. And like I say, you know how I feel about aliens and AI. You look around, like right now, they watching me now. Not only, I'm not talking about you guys, I'm talking about, AI, the big brother and all them other people, because they won't need people to do things. People crying now about we ain't got this, we ain't got that. Pretty soon, they won't need people. They'll just need us to do certain things. You know what I mean? Because everything's going to be taken for, you got your Roomba. Some people like over in, what was it? It was in China where they had actual robot policemen out there working. They got robot policemen out there working, and that's what I'm saying. We're going to have that here. Go ahead and defund the police if you want to. Go ahead, take the humanity out of being human. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me put it to you this way. I would say maybe 40 years ago, who would thought that we would be exchanging knees and stuff? One of my favorite athletes back in the day was Gale Sayers. You remember Gale Sayers? He was a running back for the Chicago Bears. Gale Sayers. They did a movie, Brian's Song. Brian's Song by Brian Piccolo. And Gale Sayers was a great running back. He only played for like 6-7 years, but he was great. Him and Buckets and all them. But anyway, that's another story. And he tore up his knee. And they went on ahead and they went in and did the surgery and fixed this knee and stuff like that. And who would thought that people would be able to do that, fix knees? Back in the days, you had a knee injury like that, like in the Civil War, they cut your leg off. Things that they used to cut off and stuff like that, they fix now. You get a wound like that, and now they don't only fix it now, they replace it now. You look like now, because I got bad knees. See, I done had my knee replaced twice. My left knee replaced twice. My right knee, I ain't get replaced yet, but they talking that's craziness. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But they got it, Okay, Red October, I'll see you later. Hey, Chris Clearaft is in the house. And like I said, things gonna get worse. Hey, Gardner Josh. The things are definitely gonna get worse. So I'm glad you asked me that, because like I said, I might not be around in 10 years to see it. You never know, But then again, they got all these medicines and stuff that they keep feeding us. And there'll be some version of me is probably still around, They might give me something that might turn me into a zombie. And I didn't even want to talk about zombie apocalypses, because that that could be tomorrow. You never know. I'm not gonna be one of them people that gonna say don't take the shot, because I took the shots. I got my shots. But I'm just saying, you never know what's gonna happen in the next 10 years. But I'm just gonna say this: there's just too much stuff that is happening now that make it seem like there won't be a future for us. Let's see. Prepared Veteran said they're talking about universal basic income for everyone here soon. Yeah. I didn't hear that. I knew they was talking about eliminating paper money altogether and putting everything on a card, and then they started talking about eliminating the card and putting, a little implant, a little microcell in your hand or on the back of your hand or somewhere on you, because at first they was talking about putting a little barcode on, little barcode, but now they're talking about that to just, so whatever you earn, you can just walk up there and they just scan you, you know what I mean? But they're trying to save the forest. And if you try to buy some wood right now, you see how much the price of wood is right now. So it's just crazy out here. So I don't know, but technology is going to hurt us more than anything else right now. But we try to hang in there. Like I say, in this summer, You know, Bananarama said it better. It's gonna be a cruel summer. It's gonna be a cruel summer. You watch. You know, it's just gonna be really raising hell out here because people are already worked up right now. They're worked up right now for no other reason than they don't have shit else to do. That's that shit. I try not to cuss because I say I want this to be able to be watched by kids. No, this is I'm not making this for kids. I'm just saying if you was a kid like I was a kid, you know, we used to go in there and get the and get Red Fox albums out there and listen to Red Fox albums while my mother them in their sleep, you know. You know, we listen to Red Fox. That's before you guys' time because, you know, that's what we used to do. And I know kids gonna probably go in there because they got these little handheld computers and stuff. Hey, let's go talk about Irvin Grandpa. Let's go see what he's talking about. And I want to be able to see here. And they gonna say, "Ooh, he said shit." I don't want that to happen. Let's see. Things ain't like they used to be. That's for sure. You know what? You absolutely right, Corporal Camouflage. Things are not like they used to be, and things would never be the same. So I'm just want everybody to know right now. Don't think about going back. It ain't going back. Things are never going back. And the only way things will go back if we get hit with a few EMPs and they knock out all our grid and we had to go back to not the Stone Age. That'll never happen because we got too much technology and too much know-how to still survive an EMP. We would never go back to the Stone Age. We would probably go back to maybe the turn of the century where we had to use more steam engines than we have computers and stuff like that. We got too many people that know too many things that would keep this country afloat. Let's see. So, like I said, things can get unrealistic out here for a lot of people. Like people say, "Oh, Urban Grandpa, you always talk about the aliens because they're real." And I don't want people to sit up there and think that they ain't because see that's when people get caught up. It's just like everything else. People say, "Well, there ain't no gas crunch." There's a gas crunch. Well, last year when I was telling people there was going to be a food crunch and the food price thing, they say, "Oh, there ain't going to be no food price." There's a food price. Let me tell you something. The guy called me on the phone the other day. I was sitting over here. I ain't heard from him in a long time. It's been about maybe 4 or 5 years. And he said he watched one of my videos and he was asking me, and he think I'm crazy, which was the best shotgun to buy if he wanted to go get him a shotgun. Because he seen my shotgun video. I say, "Oh, okay, well, you can go to a pawn shop and try to get a shotgun." But I'm telling you right now, prices are going through the roof. I say they double what I paid for them now. And this is a guy I thought I was crazy. Now he's out there doing what I was doing, 5, 6 years ago, prepping and buying shotguns and stuff like that because he sees the light. You know what I mean? He sees the light. Well, we got to do what we got to do. And like I say, gun sales are still booming. Guns and ammo, if you can get it. See, like at my gun range, you can't buy ammo at my gun range anymore. It's just for the people that's going to shoot in the gun range because it's so expensive for them to keep on the shelves. So they're not selling ammo out of there. You got to go to a gun dealer, places like that, the bigger ones. See, I go to a small gun range. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, wow, I didn't know it's been an hour already. I just sit up here talking, and I wasn't even tracking time. Remington 110 semi-auto. Yeah, that's a nice shotgun. The Remingtons. Okay. Hoot Owl Holler says Red Fox and Mom Mabley. Yeah. Oh, Mom Mabley. First time I ever heard Mom Mabley, she told this joke. He said, nothing an old man could do for me is but to change my sheets or something like that. It was funny. And then Red Fox, these are when it was dirty comics, and you got to see them. And Red Fox says this lady got out of her car. She didn't have nothing on. She was stark naked, and she was leaning up against this Cadillac. And she said, "Take whatever you want." And Red Fox said he took the Cadillac. It was just crazy stuff. You had the old time guys here. I remember them before you came up with all these new people out here. That's the stuff my mother them just call them party albums. Party albums. See, that's going back in the early 50s and stuff like that. So anyway, I guess that. Who do I say I can remember? Robert. Red October, I can see Mom Mabley with no teeth and grinning. Yeah, it's your Mom Mabley. A lot of people don't know who she is, but she was funny. Red Fox, Buddy Hackett, Don Rickles. Oh man, Buddy Hackett, I like him. I like the way he looked. He was just so crazy looking. And then he used to try to do them cross-eyed things. That was funny. Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, another thing. Let me get back to it because I didn't know I was in here for this long already. Just so you guys that's still here listening, and just so y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you, because see, I usually don't get this deep into this stuff, because usually I just say a little here, a little there, because I don't make very long videos. But today I want to make sure I get this out because summer's coming, and I told you it's going to be a cruel summer. And I just want everybody to know we are living in a matrix. And if you don't know what I mean by that, pretty soon you're going to have to choose between the blue pill and the red pill. Either you're going to take the blue pill and wake up and start realizing how bad things really are and stop believing all this media hype and stuff like that. So I almost say shit. Or you're going to take the red pill and just think everything as bad as it seems, we just going to keep flowing along. But now you got to make your choice because right now you only got two choices. You're in the blue pill or the red pill. Like I say, we're in the matrix. This is where we are. We are in the matrix. And once you wake up, you're going to start looking and see how things are really so bad and how things really are. Maybe because I'm down at the bottom of the food chain almost now, and I'm looking up at things and I started realizing it and seeing how that the change in my lifestyle and stuff has started to drop because everybody else at the top is just making mucho money and doing things to everybody and not remembering us as we get older. I guess because of age too, So I don't know, but I'm just saying we had to find out. He said, remakes Cruel Summer, can't wait for the music video. Yeah, Bananarama, I like that. I remember that when they came out. Yeah, many people are starting their own vegetable garden. You got it. I said many a times, if you don't know how to grow food, you better watch some of these channels and start watching these homesteaders. And these people got these homesteaders, listen to them when they talk. Listen to what they do. Listen to the things that they do because they do teach you a lot. Even like me, I got a small container garden that I started about 2 years ago. My first year, I grew corn, potatoes, and greens. Now, my greens got eaten by the bugs. Man, my greens got eaten by the bugs. So my greens didn't grow. Now, my corn was doing good until the deer got into the corn. But my potatoes came out pretty good. I had a good harvest of potatoes. So I know one thing I can grow is potatoes. Then last year I had potatoes, watermelon, and onions and peppers. Now my onions did okay. They weren't as big as I thought they were gonna be. My potatoes did great. My peppers didn't do so hot. And I had one watermelon that was still there until something took it. I don't know what happened to that watermelon. It would just disappear. It was there one day and gone the next. Maybe a raccoon came in, the little funny hands they have, and took off. But you got to be able to grow your own food. You got to learn that. I mean, if nothing else, it might teach you how to survive. Okay, see, my thing is this. People say, well, it's going to never get that bad. We don't know how it's going to get. People say that we're going to never be a pandemic, and look at it out here now. So we never know what's going to happen. We never know. They always talk about another wave, a second wave, a third wave, a fourth wave. I don't even know. All I know is this. Whatever comes, you better be prepared. You better be ready. And then you cannot trust everybody. That's one thing you got to be able to know. You can't trust everybody because everybody ain't your friend. There's people out there right now that saying when things go bad, and I learned this from Aaron Olinger. Now, I don't think he's still in chat, but Aaron, he posted this on one of his videos. He said, when things go bad, he's coming to your house. And let me put it this way. And he ain't coming to your house to be your best friend either. He's coming to your house to take what you have and everything else he can get his hands on. It ain't tied down for himself. And he was warning people that people out there are thinking like that. And people out there right now thinking like that. And like I said many a times to my friends that got homesteads and stuff like that, see, I'm not in a bad spot. I'm in a city, but they can come here. They ain't gonna get nothing but lead and brass. You know, I'm a lead farmer. You know, I got some brass. They can come and get that. But the people that's out there in these homesteads, see, I'm gonna have a group. You know, they gonna get down here one way or the other. Then they're gonna be here with me. So they will go to the next house. They'll skip over this house and go to the next house. Let's see. Unpaid Explorer says, Ray, you need to open our eyes and stop listening to the media. We need the self-sufficient. We need to build a network of self-providers. That's right. It's right. You know, I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Hey, Free Handley Mate, how you doing? Okay, and I just want to tell the people, like I said, I want to tell the homesteaders out there, because see, a lot of homesteaders, y'all got the wrong impression. Look, there's 330 million people. 330 million people. Do the math. Let's say a city like New York. I don't know how many people in New York now. Is it 5 million people? They all in New York. Now, total collapse, hit the fan, happened. They're going to tell the people in the cities to stay put. They ain't staying put. 400 million of those people are going to leave and bug out. You hear that word? Bug out. They're going to got their bags ready. They're going to bug out. And where you think they're going? You think they're going to go to another city? You think they're going to come to Cleveland? No, they're not coming to Cleveland. They're not going to Albany. They're not going to Buffalo. They're going down to the southern states or to the Amish country or to anywhere that is not a major city. And if you got a homestead, they look at that like ready-made home for me. You know, they see your cows, they see your pigs, and they see your chickens. They out there watching you, and they see it's only like 3 or 4 of you guys. And there's like 15 or 20 of them in this group, because anyway, bug out is going to start off as a small group. It's always like that. It's like I watch gangs grow like that. It was always like 1 or 2 or 3 guys from junior high school got together. The next thing, 4 or 5 guys join in with them that they knew off the block. Next thing you know, it's 6 or 7 more guys. Next thing you know, you got a gang of 20. That's why you get these huge gangs out there in California. You got gangs out there with 50,000 members. But I'm just saying, that's how it starts off. They got a common goal. You know what that goal is? To take somebody else's stuff so they can survive. It's get out the city. So now you got a, I'm gonna call it a posse of 20, 25 people coming to your place to ransack and take whatever you got. They might not want to stay there, or they might, but I'm just saying that they are coming. They are coming. See, I ain't worried about staying in the city, because they're gonna get out of the city soon enough. Once they get whatever they want, they're gonna leave here, because they're gonna realize it's no hope here. There's no future in the cities. And they're gonna know the future is on the farm. And they know the future is out there. And that's where they're gonna go. See, people in the city, like I say, you got 5 million in New York, 4 million is leaving, coming your way. And that's why I'm saying I don't know what you guys are gonna do, and I don't know how to tell you how to handle that thing. But all them people are not gonna be bad people. Don't get me wrong. All of them are not going to be bad people. You're going to have some good people that you might want to say, hey, y'all can stay in and help us with this farm. But then you might get some people that you don't know, what they call them, wolves in sheep clothing. They might be there to undermine everything that you're doing. But I don't know. It's going to be, that's why I say you guys are going to have some tough decisions. See, me, I don't have that kind of tough decisions, because I got my group, and that's my group. I'm sorry, you can't come in, because I'm in the city. So anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, John Coffey. Yeah. Like I said, originally I had like 14 people in my group, but then I'm down to 9 people, because the other people that left, they spun off to form their own groups, you know, because they wanted to get some of their relatives and people together. So now we're still talking, we're still together. But like I said, I got allies on my right and I got allies on my left. And now we got enough. If we had to form a union and have a bigger group, if we had to do things, we all decided we're going to work out together, we got a nice sized group. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, you got to form allies. And you need to form them before anything happens because you don't want to have to start forming allies with people you don't know. Surge grows organic. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I watched some of your videos. You do some good gardening. Betty Boop Homestead, they were hack. They would have heck getting here. Too many of us would hit them what we call hillbilly roadblocks. Yeah, but you got don't underestimate people in the city because a lot of people in the city was former military. When you get that many people, some of them got skills that we don't even know about because you know you got all kinds of skill sets and all kinds of people. You never know. You never know. I never underestimate. That's the one thing you don't want to do to anybody is underestimate them because that could cost you your life. You just assume that they know more or less, more or the same that you know. That's what you got to make sure you do. Joker to the left of me and Joker's to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. That's Adam. Yeah, but like I said, you're right. You're right. La Farm, yeah, you're right about that. Mindset is everything. It's all a mindset. Most of us out here are military too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because you got to remember, a lot of people been in the military. A lot of people. Like I said, I'm from a military family. Only reason I didn't go, I tore up my knee. Yep. That major knee surgery when I was 17. Tore an ACL and the NCL playing football. Tore my knee up. Hey, Sapphire Diamond Pearls, how you doing? Okay. Let's see. Prepared veteran say 25 years in the military here. Yep. Rick says prepared veterans. All right. See, in case you don't know Lala Fong, Rick was in the Navy. Like my daughter, she's in the Navy. Was in the Navy. He's in the Navy. Yeah. I have a lot of respect for the military. Anytime, sometimes I forget to recognize you guys, but I'm gonna say this now. Thank you guys for your service. You know, because really, you the muscle of this country. You are the muscle. You know, you do the things that we're not allowed to do, and you do it well because that's why we haven't been invaded by anybody. Okay, him from military family. Also, I wish I knew all they know. I just do what they tell me to do. All right, that's a start. That's a start because as long as they pass on their knowledge to you and you training, you'll be all right. But like I say, I just want you guys to know and be ready that when stuff happens in the city, it's going to happen in the farmlands too because that's how things go. It's going to start spreading out there. Okay, and I think I talked about everything except zombies. I was saving zombies for last because see, we never know what might cause a zombie apocalypse. We never know. I mean, we got this shot. Who knows? Maybe 5-6 years from now, it might kill everybody and turn us all into zombies. Then you got a planet of zombies, be like the Walking Dead. You know what I mean? And then you got small groups because you know right now a third of the population already got shots. So you got a third of the population could be zombies, including me. I could be a zombie. Brains. But I'm just saying, you never know. You know, a lot of people say they prefer the zombie apocalypse. I wouldn't, because for the simple fact, it never ends. I mean, you look at these movies, it never ends. All of a sudden, you got some smart doctor comes up with a cure. Really? How's that gonna happen? And they done ate the doctor's brains. How you gonna find out what it is? You never know. You know, like in World War Z. You know, the guy just happened to look back and seen the guy that had an illness and the zombies was passing him by and say, maybe we can use that for a cure. I don't know. But how many of them would have looked back and seen that? Not me, because I wouldn't be looking back. So I'm just saying, don't get too caught up on the hype about can we survive a zombie apocalypse, because no, you can't. You have to be not in the mall. I would say an island, and you have to have walls around that island. I don't know how many of you guys watched The Fear the Walking Dead, but it was this one episode early in the first season, might be the second season, where they got on the boat, Strand and the family. not his family, but the family, they got on the boat and they went to this lighthouse out there with this guy. He was a military guy. Him and his family, they were out there and they knew that the zombies apocalypse was going to happen, but they were out there on that island and they had fences around it and stuff like that around the beach and everything. That's what you would need, even though even though they didn't work out well for them. I mean, it ended with the boy and the daughter surviving, the father getting killed, and everybody else leaving. But it was a good episode. You could probably watch it. But anyway, Adam said, "When I wake up in the morning, I feel like a zombie. I walk like a zombie in the morning until I get my blood flowing. The joints be hurting, and I take me a minute to get ready to walk around like I should." Anyone who contributes their own time for volunteering work deserves recognition. There's a lot of good folks out there. You're right. There are. Let's see. Speaking of gangs, do you remember the movie The Warriors? Very good gang movie. Yeah, I like The Warriors. I remember The Warriors. I like The Warriors. I thought it was one of the great movies of all time. Really, The Warriors. Riding down that subway up in New York. Warriors come out to play. Yeah, I do that every now and then, just to say. But yeah, that's a good movie, and that's how it's gonna be for some people. You're gonna have to pass through different people's territory. It's like that in some places in other cities, especially back in the early 70s and 80s when there were gangs out here like that. Now we really don't have a lot of gangs. I mean, we did have a little gang trouble not too long ago. I'm not gonna say Cleveland don't have a problem with gangs. What's that one we got up here? Heartless felons. I blame that one on the city of Cleveland and the county, because what they did was they took all these little small gang members and they threw them all in jail. And when they were in jail, instead of fighting among themselves, they decided to form up one big gang. And that's what happened. So now we got one big gang, here. And that's what happened. And that's how it happened. That's what I'm saying. Same thing's going to happen when these people going to start heading toward the rural lands to bug out, to get away. They're going to form up one big gang, big posse, They're gonna go and do whatever they gotta do. So I mean, and then you gotta have people that are gonna want to step up and take charge. See, because everybody's gonna want to be like this for everybody. Everybody's gonna want to rebuild and reorganize, and that's where you come in with the movies like The Postman. Where you get these guys riding around these horses and they trying to reorganize the world, but yet they want to run the world. So you're going to have problems with that. They go into these different communities that are already organized. See, everything going to have to be on a smaller level, especially when you want to try to regroup and reorganize the cities and stuff like that. It won't be no more political parties like that. Matter of fact, this is what I wanted to talk about for a minute, too. The other day, I was watching, I guess it was Just Josh, Hutch, Prepper. It was I forgot Prepper. Well, anyway, I was watching the three, and they were talking about if you only had 10 people and you had 100 acres, what would you do? How could you defend that? Now, I couldn't answer the question. I tried my best to answer the question, but the questions like that is like a bad math question. It's like find the missing variable. You know what I mean? Find what X is, but you got to have the numbers. And so far, I got 10 people, but that don't mean anything because it could be 3 kids, 2 adults, and 5 teenagers. I mean, it could be anything. You got to know what your numbers are. And that's how it is when you out here in real life. When you're doing real things, you got to know what your variables are. You got to know what your group look like. You see what I'm saying? But I couldn't answer the question because, like I said, I didn't have the knowledge. Because, like I say, if we pick for example, like if I do my group or something like that, I got 3 kids, 4 teenagers, 7 adults. So I'm just saying, you know, you never know what the variables might be. And it could change at any moment. But you got to make sure you got enough people to do the right thing, because they was wondering how would they form a community? How would their law be? Would it be constitutional law and stuff like that? No, you can't have a constitutional law. You got to have 2 people. You got to have a main guy in charge, and you got to have his lieutenant. Because if something happened to the first guy, you got the second guy to take over. Because, see, it's only 10 people. You got to have everybody gonna be looking at one guy to make the decision. It's just like you running the head of a household. You know, you got your mother and your father. That's it. They run everything. You know, you listen to them. You got to go on the tribal system. And that's what I wanted to say. So anyway, I couldn't, Prepper Tribe. That's what it was, Prepper Tribe. And I couldn't quite answer that question, because like I said, I didn't have enough information. You need to know how many adults, how many teenagers, how many kids. If you got 10 people and 8 of them are kids, you better not be on that farm. You better find someplace else. You need to go get you a school and lock that damn thing down. You know, lock a building down. Because if you're in the city like me, like I say, if I had to bug out, I'm going to find me a mansion. I might as well spend my last few days in luxury. Might as well put my feet up, you know, look out on the pool or something like that, cement pond. But, you know, everybody got things they're going to do, because we always got to have options. We always got to have a plan inside a plan inside a plan. Like me, I got several plans, you know, because if plan 1 bugging in don't work out, and plan 2 bugging out don't work out, I even got a plan for bugging in and bugging out don't work. You know, I got a plan for that, you know. So you gotta do what you gotta do. Like I said, I done been at this almost an hour and a half, and I didn't even know. So like I said, you also need to know the lay of the land. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Adam said Warriors added a late night double feature the other night. Yeah, you got to see the uncut version, because they got an uncut version of the Warriors where they added all the stuff. They say, laugh out loud, just make sure it's not Bill Murray mansion. I like this house. He had a nice house. He had that theater in there. They had it hooked up to the generator, and they were watching the movies and stuff like that. Bill Murray got a nice mansion. Yeah, but we got nice mansions here in Cleveland too. We got a lot of them, like I said, and maybe there's a bunch of people out there thinking the same way I'm thinking, and that we all gonna end up at the same mansion. But then again, you got to remember, if they thinking like that, you got some like-minded people that you might want to hook up with, because a lot of these mansions up here, they got 13, 14 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms. 12 bathrooms. Can you imagine you living in a mansion, you got 12 bathrooms? And I got 2 bathrooms here, but I mean 12 bathrooms. Dang, every other room got a bathroom, I guess. But that's a lot. A lot of warehouses are fenced in with cameras and back generators. Yeah, I know. When I worked at this one company, they had a backup generator and they had a fence put around it. Yeah, a lot of places like that. You can, especially in the cities and out in the suburbs, you know. But once you get out of the city, everything is wide open. You know, I bet a lot of will get into the White House. I bet a lot will get to the White House. No, I don't know about that no more, because see, I went to Washington several times before they put that fence up around it. They didn't have a fence up around it like they got now. Now they got a fence up around it. But like I say, you don't have to. Hey, a lot of Ajax and Mr. Clean with 12 bathrooms, but they don't. You know, people like that got money. They don't clean their own house. They got people that come in and spend all day cleaning their house, cooking them dinner and stuff like that. You know, the rich athletes. You know what? Let me tell you. I don't want to get myself in trouble, but I'm gonna just tell you a beautiful place that I would love to live. And I seen this. It was recently built, not more than 7, 8 years ago. LeBron James's house. I mean, if y'all never seen it, that is a beautiful man. You got an indoor basketball court, got 2 swimming pools. I mean, it's fenced in, and it's not in the city. It's in the country. You know, it's like not way out in the country, but it's in a nice wooded country area. And I say, man, See, that'll be perfect because you know they got security cameras and all that stuff out there. It is great. It's a beautiful place. That's the kind of place I'm talking about going. Something like that. And then, you know, most of them got them panic rooms too. But I wouldn't want to get caught in no panic room, you know. But there, a lot of people do. But I mean, that's just saying. I mean, that's for people that's in the city and you got homes like that. I mean, not so much a city, but in a suburban area where you got rich $1 million homes, we got gates and fences around it and stuff like that. Yeah. All right, then. Like I said, I've been talking almost an hour and 40 minutes, so it's good. You say just give you a cabin in the woods? You know, camouflage. You know what? We got a friend. His name Tony, and he lives in a cabin in the woods. That's the name of his show, Cabin in the Woods. All right, then, everybody. I will see you later. My family beginning to stir, and they finna go in there and get something to eat. All right, then. I'll see you guys later.